Return of the taco. And we got this space travel thing down. Watch me. Watch the taco go. Here we go. Yeah. Blasting off to space, because I'm a space taco.
Greetings, Earthlings. It's Shane with Oddball Cards. In your time, it is October 9, 2022. I am hiding out in the past. We are going to celebrate some cheap finds today. Went down to my LCS, had not gone recently in the last half year or so. Went under new ownership, was just fine, but was a little bit different. But then I got a message from the card store that it had returned to its previous ownership, and so I got to hang out with a lot of the folks that used to hang around with. Matt Chapman. So this is I think it's 2021 baseball card day. Yep. Maybe last year's baseball card day. I thought it was this year's. But then when I saw Matt Chapman in an A's uni, some guy named Trout, Byron Buxton. I don't think I put the hoodoo on him. And look at that, Lisa Zankiewicz. Our guy, Miggy. Many people ask me, who's your new favorite player now that Jason Hayward is not doing well. Miggy is soon to retire. I got some nice comments last time that it will be after this coming year. I would like him selfishly to retire with a batting average over 300. Hopefully that can happen. Luka Doncic. This is my Father's Day Panini pack. And a G League Jaden Hardy. That's pretty cool. So these were a pack they just threw in. It's called, where did I put it? That's pretty cool. And not terrible. Never bad to get a Luka. That Luka. There's another Luka, but this is the good Luka. All right. So another nice find. One of my favorite products. It's a little... by a little, I mean a lot, overpriced. But they were running a special. Shout out to my buddy Chatty P, who is always keeping me posted on retail sales online. This was brick and mortar LCS, but principle still applies. Cheap cards are good. Retail is fun. All right, this episode is brought to you by the hobby of space bowling. It's located at the restaurant at the end of the universe. All right. So this is 2021. So I'm still on the Cabrian, Alec Boehm, Andrew Vaughn train. There are, hey, look, there's a rookie of Joe Adell. He was kind of up and down. We'll put you, Jordan won Rookie of the Year in 2020, so we'll put you there. Here's our scope parallel coming up. Herman Marquez. I was going to say it has a nice greenish tint, so that means it is numbered out of 99. Marquez, I believe, signed a nice extension with the Rockies. It's a pitcher doing that is very ballsy. I will say that. Moonshots is Christian Yelich, and our scope parallel is of Max Scherzer, who got knocked around a little bit last night in the Mets wild card round. But Max is always a warrior. This episode is also brought to you by Criterium Racer. He has a vaudeville show, and he has found some space marmots. I guess everyone is using my time machine. Some space marmots, and he has taught them how to clog. So it's a vaudeville show and space marmot clogging. Love it. Hey, to each their own. And I don't want to mess up the cards here. I got them stuck. Kurt Snyder's having a good laugh at my expense, as he should. Oddball can be a dum-dum. Oh, man, I'm a little sleepy. I was thinking that was Bo rookie card. It is not. It's a miscellaneous rookie of Taylor Jones. And, all right, I thought I'd misplaced a rookie. Hey, look at that. Speaking of icons retiring, there's Yadier. I think I mentioned last video, he and Adam Wainwright and Albert Pujols all exited the Bush game at the same time. Hey, we'll put you up here. I'd rather you go over Juan Gone than shout out to Shaka's Closet, Juan Moncada. Then Nolan Ryan. He is awesome. This episode is also brought to you by my good buddy, the #1 Rays fan, Lewis S., and his Wander Franco-inspired halibut fishing. Obviously a summertime endeavor, but we got to keep the advertisements up so people don't forget about it. Here is someone I loved until they were injured, a la Mice and Men. Still love Chris Paddock. Even came back for a little bit before he got injured again. Speaking of injured again, Ozzy Albies came back from, what was it, his finger, and then he hurt a foot. Yu Darvish did well in the playoffs, and our scope parallel is Max Fried. Shout out to the hobbyist, and Dwight with Clark's Sports Cards, and Adam's Card Closet. He is the world champ, y'all. All right. So, on Sunday videos, we do some Q&A. I have a question here from David M. I call him Mr. Smooth. He said, who would you love to talk to, both living and someone who's passed on, but it can only be on the phone? That is a great question. Speaking of Scherzer, look at this. What a beautiful card. This is 2020 Ginter, if you've not been following. Tried to up my game on what I open on the channel, and then when I realized how many blasters I could buy, I probably won't be doing that much anymore. Love the cheaper retail rips. Makes the hits so much more sweeter. Benintendi had a good year for the Yankees. He got banged up. Look at that old school Andrew Jones, one of my favorite players ever. What, 9 gold gloves in a row? Maybe 10? I don't even think he's a short print. Oh, I stand corrected. That's what I get for thinking. And some guy named Trout. That is a beautiful little mini. McMahon and a Wong. Colton Wong, right? There's a Keon Wong. I'm not saying they're related. I'm saying I get mixed up easily. All right, so if I could only talk to someone living on the phone, I think Ozzy Osbourne has seen so much of life and music and business, and I don't think I would be losing much in the experience. Yeah, look at this nice Tom Seaver. Just a base card. One of my heroes from Baseball Mogul, Howie Kendrick. World Series champ, if you can believe it. That was only about 3 years ago, excuse me. Speaking of those Nats wins, there is Patrick Corbin. Am I getting that right? Yep. My all-time favorite leadoff guy, also a short print. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm just saying he's my favorite. Kenny Lofton. Our mini is an Al Kaline. No Ginter back or SP, Lucas Giolito. Hey, I was actually seeing him in Camden Yards when he was playing. Robbie Alomar, Hall of Famer. All right, and someone who's passed on, David M., that I would talk to on the phone is Walt Disney. I mean, how did he come up with some of the things he came up with? He seemed to have a decent vision. Took these off the screen. You can give me some demerits. No shenanigans, though. Hey, look at that Reggie Jackson. It's not a high number, but, like, should be. That art is beautiful. Clevenger. Anthony K. There he is. Fernando Tatis. People seem to be pretty forgiving of this kid. It's early in his career. Right now, I don't really care what his cards do. What a great picture of Acuna. There's Donaldson. All right. So, next question is from Hoss. I call him Bo Tecmo. He opens football, basketball, baseball, TTM. Does it all like Bo Tecmo from Tecmo Bowl. He asks, what sporting event would you go to if you could use your time machine again? Right now, you're just sitting around eating pizza, goofing off with paved dirt. I can't argue with you there, Haas, but Unfortunately, I grew up a Cowboys fan. I don't know where that came from. Neither of my parents could have been less interested in sporting events. They're both from Texas, so I'm thinking that's maybe where it came from here. I've got all my piles messed up, but there's a miscellaneous rookie. Kybert Ruiz, Kiber, excuse me, mispronounced that. Ruiz. Here's a miscellaneous rookie of Daniel Lynch. Ruiz was a rookie debut. Excuse me, I forgot that these go in 8 directions. Jake Cave, one of the few Minnesota outfielders I didn't jinx, between Trevor Larnach and Alex Kirilloff. Here's another Twins outfielder. Celestino. Probably would have jinxed him if I'd known about him. So I would go to the 1978 Super Bowl hoss where, out of 99, Adolis Garcia. All right, so this is just out of a retail box, a 2021 update. So this is probably just an image variation. I'm going to take it. Shout out to It's Us again. We're both infatuated with this series. Pulled something cool out of it again. All right. No miscellaneous rookies in the rest of this. We're just in the landscape section. Pinder, Colby Allard, Emilio Pagan, and, all right, it's not an image variation. It's just out of 99. I thought the advanced stats were different. All right. I'm going to say it's maybe a vintage stock, because these are different. Kind of cool that we got them in the same pack, and a dum-dum like Oddball can take a look at that. All right, I think we have stumbled onto some good Q&As, but we have run out of time. As always, very few hedgehogs were harmed in the filming of this video. Test. Oddball is irritating. Test. Kurt Snyder. The Collector Holic, etc.